It's our monthly look at the state of the rural livestock market. Joe Higgins, Mid-South Canterbury livestock manager, joins us. Has it stopped raining yet?
It has now. Funny enough, this morning we got a beautiful day. We had a very good frost, typical heavy Canterbury frost, -3, very, very white, blue sky, and the sun's up. So it has finally stopped raining, but we probably need 10 days in a row of what we're getting today. I don't think it's going to get up very, very hot. I mean, temperature-wise, but it's certainly, we appreciate seeing a bit of sun for the first time.
Mind you, Joe, in another month or two, and the east coast of the South Island, you'll be crying out for a bit of rain. You never turn it down in the summer, and I look back at last summer, you mightn't have had that much sunshine for the arable guys to get their crops in, or the seed crops in, but gee, the livestock guys never ran short of feed.
Yeah, well, I was just telling my wife this morning we've only got 3 weeks to go till the 1st September, and I always reckon that's the start of spring and the days get a bit longer. So we are getting closer. But certainly, Jamie, you did right. I reckon the last 12 months, and I've been doing this job for a few years now, and I reckon the last 12 months have been the best 12 months we've had for livestock in Mid-South Canterbury. We've had exceptional prices, probably the best prices for livestock, sheep and beef we've ever seen, but for the first time I can remember that we actually also had a very, very good season feed-wise, and it's not very often we can get the combination of both to have a successful season, but this year we did. And I've been sort of telling people we actually had a southland summer in Canterbury, and Canterbury have had a southland summer down there. Every time we got a wee bit dry, or just started to get dry, we'd get an inch of rain, so we never missed a beat all season.
You might get another one of those summers if La Nina comes knocking on your door again.
Well, he is hoping we won't turn it down, that's for sure.
Well, we want it. We don't. We're sick of dry autumns in Southland. Come on, Joe, don't be too greedy. Look, at this time of the year, we know that the dairy farmers are flat out calving. Lambing's getting underway and and will be full bore in the next month or so. So things do slow down in the stock selling department.
Yeah, we're at our quietest period now, especially July and August are our quietest 2 months of the year. And I think last Monday, our weekly sale at Temuka, we had our smallest yarding for the year. Well, I know we did. And that's a combination of the wet weather we've had. It's just that wet. They can't be bothered sending too much in there at the moment. The stocks certainly aren't doing that good because of the weather. And it'll be the spring before we see any uplift in that, I think.
Rowena asked me to ask you about the 100-kilogram calves. These are the weaner calves, aren't they?
Yep. They're starting now. The dairy fellows are into it in full swing now. The lambings, like you were talking about lambing there a minute ago, Jamie, we don't start really here. It's the 1st September for the bulk of our lambing, once we get back into the foothills fairly, etc. But calving's underway. It's an interesting scenario this year because traditionally we've had a lot of those calves reared out of the dairy industry, and it's always been our cheapest form of livestock to start off to get into livestock, those 100k calves. But over the last probably 2 years, there's been a reluctance from people to sign up those contracts at 100k to buy them forward, and therefore the rearers sort of need some assurance that they can sell these calves. And they missed last year. The spot market was less than anticipated and what they wanted, and therefore it looks at this stage, it's early days, but there's certainly no contracts floating around. It looks like the rearers are going to just sit on their hands this year, and I don't think there's going to be as many calves reared as there has been in the past.
You're based out of Timaru, right?
That's dead right.
Yeah, and I think you're sharing the offices with the South Canterbury Rugby Union at the moment because Fraser Park or Alpine Energy Park, whatever it's called, spent the coldest night of my life there, by the way, doing a rugby commentary in the 1990s, Joe, but they're redoing that, so they've moved houses. But the good part about it is your Heartland Rugby, and I love Heartland Rugby, Rowena's a big fan as well, they're taking it around the smaller towns in South Canterbury. That's exactly what we should be doing.
Yeah, what's happening here, because they're doing the stadium up and revamping it, so they can't use it for this season's NPC. So they've taken all the home games of the NPC to all the local clubs, which are the small towns around South Canterbury. So the likes of Temuka and Fairley and Waimate and the Geraldine districts, along with Pleasant Point, are all going to get a home game, an NPC game this year. And I just shot across and asked him, you did right, I'm sharing the office here with him, and I asked him about the gate takings, actually funny enough, and they said if the local clubs wish to run the gate, they have got the opportunity to get the earnings from that as well, which is great for the small towns.
Yeah, not to mention the bar take afterwards. I love Heartland
right.
Rugby. I'll give you a tip here for the sports betting this weekend. Take the Stags point start against Auckland. There you go.
Okay.
They never let you down because the TAB always underestimate them. Got to go, Joe Higgins. Thank you very much for your time. Hey, say hello to my old Lincoln mate, Simon Lizard Eddington. I think he's a workmate of yours as well.
Good as gold. I'll do that.
See you later.
Cheers. Thank you, Jamie.